Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside, and this month's porch chat, it's not really a porch anymore, is it?
No, not a porch today.
It's so we got this, Jerry had this great idea, so it's not going to be really a porch chat, it's going to be like a moving around Creekside chat, in the fact of like when we do this to kind of move to different locations and to switch things up so you're not like always looking at the exact same background, and we just kind of have lots of fun and depending on what's going on in the garden. And
chose this spot today because of what's going on behind us.
That's right. So what is going on behind us?
So we have steel coming out of the ground. Yep, concreted in, gutters connected.
Gutters connected, retaining wall up.
Retaining wall is up. We are going to begin forming concrete next week and pouring. We're going to get all that done. All that's going to be poured. We're going to be able to back the trucks in before we put the arches on and all that. So that makes it a nice job for the concrete guys and makes it easier for them without having to use a pump truck. And we're going to get all that done first. Yeah.
So that's nice because Roger and the guys, so of course we've talked about this before, that we get all of our greenhouses from Atlas Greenhouses.
Atlas Greenhouses.
In Georgia. So if you're in the market for a greenhouse, go check out Atlas. They're great and helping us. I mean, they still help us determine, like, based on what our needs are, as to what the best structure is for us to use. So Heath is our rep, but different places. But
yeah, if you're looking
Atlas
for any kind of size greenhouse, even for one for your backyard,
right.
Call in, ask for Heath, tell them Jerry said to call you, and
Right. They don't only do big production houses.
Yeah.
They do greenhouses of all sizes.
Yeah.
And if you need to retrofit, a greenhouse, like when we went out to Aaron and Laura at, Garden Answer, they just needed to have like the sides and the heaters and stuff. We got that from Atlas from them. So yeah, Atlas is great. So check them out. But my point was with Atlas, they also have crews that they, recommend, or, they're independent contractors to come install these greenhouses. And so when we did the retail greenhouse a couple of years ago, Roger and his crew, they're also in Georgia, came up and did it. So Roger is back again installing this one. So it's nice that we already have that relationship with him. We understand how he works, their ebb and flow and everything has done great. So Roger was the one that was like, hey, let's go ahead and put the post in the ground with the concrete, get the gutters up. We're going to leave for a couple of days, let the concrete guys come in so we're not stepping on top of each other. And so Roger and the crew intentionally stopped at the gutters so that it makes it easier for the concrete guys.
Yeah, got a yellow jacket after you.
So that's, I guess, the downside of being outside is the critters can come and get you. And as Jerry says, this is the time of year where everything's out to kill you. So whether it's a fire ant or a yellow jacket. So we had a yellow jacket.
I don't like yellow jackets.
No yellow jackets. Okay, so these questions are really, we just kind of, go back through, the last time we did this and pick some common questions that go across the board for everybody. So since we're talking about this greenhouse and all the fun things that are associated with this is we are using, let's see if I can find that question. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so going with and talking about the greenhouse, first question, this comes from Burton Willis. And Burton asks, he says, what is the square footage of the new house and what's the plan for the space? So while I do some quick math, why don't you tell what's the plan for this greenhouse? And give the specs of the greenhouse.
It's a 90 by 96 3-bay greenhouse. We are going to grow our plants, annuals and perennials in the greenhouse because we're expanding growing operations because of the growth, and also because we're going to be shipping annuals and perennials to everyone come next spring. So we have to have more space because all the space that we already have in coverage with greenhouse is taken up with what the retail needs and maybe gardens. So we also need space for the gardens, the signature garden going in, so we have to grow annuals for that. So we need more space, and all the annuals that you see in videos throughout the spring that end up in our home and the patio, the berm, and all the different places are grown here at Creekside.
So with that house being a 90 by 96, I just did a little math. 90 times 96,
like
8,640 square feet.
Yeah, which is more square foot in greenhouse than we currently have in all three.
Combined.
Combined, not counting the old one. I don't count that one quite yet because we're not using it.
No, it's more dry storage right now.
Yes.
Yes. So it will more than double our
capacity and what we need to do. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, so next question. So we're going to kind of stay on this little theme here of shipping and plants and all that kind of stuff. Mavis says, love the online store. What are the shipping costs for the shrubs?
So
that depends.
Yeah, we do have, just to give everybody a moment, everybody just take a moment with the website. It is what was available at the time, and we want to get going, and I am of the thought of everything doesn't have to be exactly perfect when you start, because there are things you could spend money on things and you never need it, or until you actually do a workflow or figure it out. Mm-hmm. So we tried that in the winter with this. Where I'm going is that we are working on a redesign of the website. It's very functional right now, so I'm pretty sure that the shipping table is not being seen. So it's based on how much you spend is what you get charged. And we've come up with a factor of, you spend $24 in shrubs and your shipping is X amount. I don't know the often, but that's how it works. Right. So I think we can make that happen, but you can just you can plug them into your cart, mm-hmm. and it will automatically tell you what your charges are going to be for the shipping.
Right.
So that is automated.
And I will just say, if you've never built a website or created an e-commerce store, which we have a little bit of experience too. Yeah. Y'all, this is a whole new world. And it is not just simply, just call up UPS or FedEx and have them do this. You would not believe the amount of hours and hours that Jerry and Alyssa have spent dealing with the shipping companies and finding the best rates and finding what is the optimal size box and because we are not in this. We did not start an online store to make money off of shipping. So don't think, oh my gosh, y'all are getting rich on shipping. We've heard that before. Trust me, that is not the case. So we do everything we can to make it the most cost efficient for everybody to get these products, but it is not an easy process. And yes, as we go through, we'll be able to refine things. And we know, like Jerry said, there's things on the website that maybe are not the most convenient, and we recognize that. And when we are working on that, just know that this is a launch
And nobody
pad.
has really said anything. Everything's been just fine.
Everybody has been lovely and kind, but just know that we know that there are certain things that need to be tweaked, right? And we are very aware of that. And we have a great company that we're working with that are...
Yeah, so everybody just look forward to about 4 to 6 weeks to have a new Creekside website coming. So I want you to look forward to that. Be excited for that coming. Where there's some things, there's even bigger things that are coming.
Yes.
So just keep watching the videos. Go on the website, sign up for just a contact form newsletter or something. And that way you'll be notified of all these things that are coming.
Right.
So there may be stuff on there now, but be excited for that there's big things coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, this is a very common question that we have gotten. So I'm going to butcher this. So Saskia, sorry, I know I did that. Mentioning selling supplies on your site. I was so excited to see Land and Sea compost on the category photo on your site. It's a product I have not found in my area of Central Maryland, but I was disappointed not to see it available for purchase. Is that something you plan to do in the future, or is the picture there an error? You and Laura speak so highly of this product. I would love to get it from you for a reasonable price. Thank you.
Yeah, the picture there is not an error. We are going to get that worked out. So it's just a matter of cost. We are not Amazon. You know, so whatever you're accustomed to as far as Amazon shipping and having all these notifications and having cheap shipping, that which is not true. But you know, is that's not who we are. You know, so we are a family-owned business trying to get our products and get proven winter plants into your hands, and Espoma products just like the land and sea. So the shipping is expensive on a bag like that. And what we have to do is work out where it's beneficial to us and to you on how we can get that shipped to you. So we did ship it before. It was pretty good. So we did figure some things out this week. So I haven't even tested it yet, because what we're trying to do is going through all our pre-orders. Everything was a pre-order. So what happens when you have a pre-order is things start to get backed up. And we have invested so much into this business. We have a facility for this. We have the computers for this. We have our employees that we are paying to do this here. On site. You know, this is not happening, you know, in someone's home or someone else's garage. You know, Creekside is, you know, we are handling this 110% here on site. So that Jenny and Jerry can walk through there at any time and see what's going on. I was just in there this morning with Alyssa, talking through things, because we're always learning, we're always changing. And even like the bigger folks, everybody's always,
you're constantly changing and tweaking and finding what are the best practices, and new things come around all the time as far as like the back end stuff that people never even think about. I certainly never thought about as a consumer until we got into this. And then like the processes of how you ship and what's the most efficient, and then computer software and apps and all the things. But just know that is the difference, that yes, we are a small family-owned company. I just posted a picture, I'll throw it up, we had a staff luncheon this week, and our entire staff fit around a picnic table together. So we are not some massive company that has, like Jerry said, we're not Amazon, and this is a hands-on company. And every time that you watch one of these videos, or if you're sweet enough and you order something from us, you're not only supporting our family, but you're supporting those employees and their families and what they're doing. And so we don't take that lightly, and we want to have the absolute best experience for us, for you, the consumer, and to get those in there. And so which
is why the land and sea has not shipped or been
available, because
we're trying to make sure it's a good experience.
Right, it's just so expensive. Yeah. If we were to put land and sea up there, the shipping cost, you would be like, just your chin would be on the floor.
So it's $25 supposedly free shipping on Amazon, but that is just not true.
No, nothing's free, y'all. So, there is no free shipping. You're paying for it one way or another. But anyway, we're not going there. All right. So Betty says, can you film the shipping process?
We will, maybe in the spring sometime.
Yeah. We're still working out the kinks, Betty.
Yeah. They have a really good process. I talked through Alyssa with it this morning. She has a good process right now, because the orders we have a lot of orders. They are small, but we're working on more automation for spring. And I think that would be cool to show.
That would be really fun. And going with that is Myra says, Jenny, can you include in one of your videos to show us the shipping pot and what you call the pot? And so we're going to do, that's what's going to be added to the new website, is we're going to have like little short video clips in there that say, this is what you can expect your shrub to look like. This is what we can expect your annual, your perennial to look like. What do you do with this plant when you get it home? So all of those things will be coming. We absolutely will show you that, and it will also be on the website itself as that new website is launched. All of those like tutorials so you know exactly what to expect when that box from Creekside arrives on your front door.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. I thought this was a fun question. So y'all do enjoy the different hats that I wear. And Terry saw this when I was wearing, it was the pink Proven Winners hat the other day, and said, Jenny, wearing my favorite hot pink cap again. Any chance y'all might be able to sell these on the online store? So I don't think we're going to be able to do the hot pink Proven Winners hat, because that actually came from Spring
Spring
Meadow.
has color choice.
It's the color choice hat, but there will be Creekside hats. So stay tuned, Terry, because very soon we are awaiting the delivery of the merchandise. So we have brand new merchandise, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, the stickers, all of that will be on the website as soon as we get our hands put on them, along with some other fun things. Then we will have those available for you. The goal is to have everything up and out the door so that you can order them for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Which that should not be a problem at all, because that's, well, we won't talk about how soon Christmas is. Continuing on with a little bit of shipping and also talking about plants, we recently released the video from when we were at Spring Meadow Nursery, and we kind of debuted the Proven Winners new shrubs for 2024. So these are shrubs that are being released for next year. And Donna Joyce says, will you be carrying the new shrubs shown today? We don't have anyone carrying PW with 100 miles of me. Would love to support your business if I can, Zone 8A. So thank you, first of all, for thinking of us. We absolutely appreciate it. And yes, we will be carrying the new shrubs, but it will have to be in the spring.
Yeah, it'll just depend on what's available.
And it's availability. But yes, that is our goal, is to get those. They will not be available this fall. It will be in the spring, summer of next year. And going on, I'm going to piggyback on this together. Maria says, wonderful video. One question. I don't understand why these 2024 plants wouldn't be available right now in the fall when it's the time to plant. So they're launching them for next year. So right now is the time to plant the new 2023 shrubs. And then the 2024s will be next year, because annuals you can turn around really quickly. A shrub just takes a lot longer to grow and produce and to get out there onto the market. I think that covers just about everything we talked about with shipping and questions about the online store and such. So we're going to move to some questions about recent plantings and dealings in fall, because it is finally October. It is a little warm and toasty sitting right here, but alas, here we go. Of course, fall, pansies and mums and violas and all the great fall annuals, plantings, those kinds of things. So Lori says, do you plant your mums in the landscape afterwards? So after I use them, because we sell them in the terracotta pots, no, I personally don't, because I just treat them as annuals. Now, can you plant them in the landscape? You absolutely can. It is a personal preference if you want to do that, and it also depends on the type of mums that you get. Because Sue also goes and says, why do you not plant mums in the fall? I use mums, but I use them as accent pieces in those deco pots, and I don't personally plant them in the landscape. If you want to have a perennial mum, you can. All of our mums are Belgian mums, which can be perennials as long as you get them in the ground and established before the cold temperatures hit. So the key to making your mum a perennial is make sure it's the right type, a Belgian mum that is cold hardy for our zone, and that we plant it in the ground, let the roots get established before the cold of, late November, December, January hits.
Yep.
It's all about personal preference, right? I get to do what I want to in my garden, and you get to do what you want to do in your garden. I just like using them as fall accents and not as perennial plants that come back year to year.
Yeah, it's fine.
But that's just a personal preference on that, as far as
we
that
like
goes.
seeing the mums in that time of year. I think that's the kind of the way it is here. I mean,
yeah.
Some places it may be different in the country, but we just like seeing that type of look for the fall.
Right. To me, that just
look for us.
It just screams to me fall.
Yeah.
It would be like, in a way, like putting out a pumpkin in May in my brain. Like it doesn't
Sure.
It doesn't work that way. So Roxanne says, we're talking about planting, right, and doing those so forth. Roxanne says, does anyone know what a good potting soil is that she recommends? I've been using Miracle Grow. Is that okay or not? I personally use Proven Winners potting soil. I have for years. It has been my go-to staple. I love it. It has worked beautifully for me.
I would say if you can't find Proven Winners.
If you can't find, because it is hard to find Proven Winners. Whatever reason, there's not a lot of retail centers that sell Proven Winners.
If you can go, there are some retail centers that sell Miracle Grow, but I would stay away from that. But most of the time, if you can go to the garden center,
yeah,
you're going to get a higher quality of potting soil.
Yes.
Stay away from the larger stores.
Right. And then, of course, Espoma potting soil, that's what Laura uses and loves it and adores it. So you absolutely can do that. That might be a little bit more readily available for you. I personally have never used Miracle Grow, and just because I'm on a bunch of gardening websites, like group chats kind of thing, and it was just interesting just reading through people saying this year that they had Miracle Grow seemed to have a horrible time growing. So I would just say that you get what you pay for. So if it's really cheap, then it's not going to be the best option for you. So yeah, going to your local garden center and talking with them, they're going to be the best ones to say, hey, this is a really great high quality potting soil that you can use in your garden. Absolutely. Yep. And okay, recently we were in the chicken coop and I was doing a little experimenting, and I planted 2 little Miss Figgies, a fig bush in there. And Patty, Patty, sometimes things are so obvious, like right there in front of your face, and I just don't even see it. Like I did not even think about it. So Patty, thank you for this comment. I so appreciate it. She says, do you think it would be a good idea to take the fruit off that struggling fig tree so all its energy could go into growing more leaves than into the fruit at this time of year? Just curious. Don't know much about growing figs. The new garden area will be awesome when finished. Looking forward to seeing all your plantings. Patty, you are 100,000% correct. I don't know why I didn't even think about that. It would be the same thing as the echinacea the first year. We were talking about cutting off the blooms this time of year. Yes. So to take the figs off, because the plant is trying to put energy into producing figs, we want the energy to go into producing leaves and healthy roots. So again, such an obvious thing that I just was so laser focused on planting, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's why iron sharpens iron, Patty. And so thank you for that very much. I appreciate it for sure. All right, we're going to see. That may have been, that's the thing about putting these questions on my phone. I don't have them in quote order. So let's see. The last question of the day is from a couple of different videos where we have been down at the berm. We were there recently with Jim Putnam down there. When we did the garden tour, we were down there. And so this question says, aren't Coleus and Cleome annuals in North Carolina? Did they really grow that much and that big from spring to summer? I always avoid annuals because I don't want to have to spend the money to replace them year after year. I want what I plant to come back and take up more space, but your Coleus and Cleome took up a lot of space and look stunning. I absolutely love the way they look in your bed and would love to add them to mine if they really are going to grow that much and fill in that much space.
But it is.
That Coleus practically formed a hedge. Do you recall how many you planted that formed that big, huge hedge? So yes, I have a video, so I'll try to remember to link that video because you were with me. I took you along when I planted the Cleome and the Coleus. The Cleome looked less than desirable when I planted it, but I knew what it was going to be. And planted that all up and envisioning that's what it was going to look like. And by golly, it actually happened. So I'll have to go back and look at that video to know exactly how many Coleus that was, but that is Wicked Witch, and that is the Senorita Blanca Cleome. Great soil, so that has a lot of good compost in there. It is on irrigation, but it gets watered once a week for about 45 minutes, and that is it. But yes, those were planted, and it was later on in the season when I planted them, and I mean, boom, they are massive, and that coleus is every bit of 3 to 4 feet.
Cleome is underused, and it's a really good one.
It is a great plant, and it's sterile. It doesn't have thorns on it. It doesn't have quite the fragrance that other cleomes can have. And so, yeah, and that's the thing when we're talking about with Jim is using those annuals as placeholders and as fillers while we're waiting on the shrubs, trees, perennials to really grow in. So next year, I probably will plant some coleus back there, but not nearly as much, right? Because I want my golden Oakland to grow and the pufferfish and the butterfly bush. So that's the beautiful thing about annuals is that you can fill in spaces with them.
Yep, there's a use for them.
There is. All right, Mr. Man, the sun came out and he's wearing a black shirt, and so he's getting a little toasty here. So we got all your questions done. Time to feed the man.
It's time to eat.
Time to eat. Jerry is. We don't want Jerry getting hangry. He likes to. Got to keep him on keep his tummy full. So that is it for today. As always, we so appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting our business, whether you are watching the videos, you come see us here in person, or you're ordering online. We truly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. As always, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.